Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's Thursday's Lunch and Grow episode. Now, I'm going to tell you the topic today may be a little standoffish, a little bit, but I can resemble this remark. I mean, are you just a lazy marketer? And I've got a confession to make. I can be at times because how I define a lazy marketer is real simple. You see a great idea and you go, oh my gosh, all the hard work's done. I don't have to do anything else. All I got to do is emulate or copy it exactly, and off you go. And before you know it, things get a little out of hand and you get it working right and you get it up. And then all of a sudden, things start to crumble a little bit and things aren't really going the way you thought it would go. Okay. Well, I'm going to talk to you about how to not become a lazy marketer. And this is where the hard part comes in. What if you were a rigorous marketer, a rigorous thinker when it comes to marketing, instead of taking the easy route, or well, I refer to it as squirrel. You see something cool and off you go into that, or you see something else and then off you go into that. What if you took for a moment some time to just think about what are the outcomes of that? What if you, as you see something that you like, you put some rigorous thinking to it? What if you started to think about the upside and the downside of doing that for your business or for your clients? What would happen then if you start to think that? And what I suggest you do is kind of document some of these thoughts as you go through it. When you look at marketing, it's not a cookie cutter, one thing fits everybody. And really, great marketing is just what I call R&D. And to me, that's rip off and duplicate. But the rip off and duplicate has to have this element of rigorous thinking, because there are no really great ideas. There's just great thinking behind them that make them that much better. So, you know, you've got to remember that there's going to be certain trade offs along the way. It's not going to go exactly the way you think it is, but are you prepared? And have you thought some of those things through? You know, what's success going to look like if you even try it? No matter what campaign you're going to do, have you thought about what that success model looks like, or how you would define success? And try asking this question: how do you define failure? How do you know if this is going to succeed? And what do you consider it to be a complete failure? And it's not if nobody comes and looks at it, it's got to be more than that. Okay. You know, the other thing you have to look at is, when you look at marketing, you have to look at the implications of what it's going to have when you do this campaign. How is it going to affect the time that it's going to take to put it together, the resources, the internal people that it's going to be needed to put it together? And really, once you start to evaluate that, does it make sense to even do it for your business, no matter what your marketing is? Once you look at all of some of those kinds of factors, then things begin to change. You know, you got to kind of have to question your way through the process, so that what you're about to do kind of makes sense. I look at it as taking a 360-degree approach to what that marketing strategy or that marketing campaign may be for your business. Look at it from all sides. Just because one campaign somebody else is doing looks fantastic, heck, you don't even know if it's working or not, because you don't know what their goals and objectives are. You may think it is, but on the other side of the fence, it can be a complete dud. So take it with some critical analysis before you even jump off that cliff and go after it. Okay. Okay. Now, I know this kind of approach sounds kind of hard, and it is. And you're going to say, this is going to take way too much time to make it work. But by having this approach to marketing, it actually is going to save you time, resources, effort, and frustration, not to mention just the amount of time it would take to get it done. And then to find out in the end, it really didn't work. Okay, so it may not take as much time as you may think. Just taking an extra 5 or 10 minutes to look at it a little closer can make all the difference as to whether you go forward or not. It's also too, this rigorous approach may turn out to be you're going to have much better results than the guy you may have gleaned the idea from. By simply taking a much more rigorous approach to it, that could be the difference between success and failure. So let's take some time here now to kind of go through a kind of a checklist of things that you can use to find out if that marketing strategy or campaign even really does make sense. The first thing you want to do is, okay, ask yourself this question. What would next steps look like if we were to proceed to do something like this? What would those next steps look like? Now, those next steps will be specific to you and your business and your company, but what do they look like? This is the kind of processes that you need to have as you approach anything regardless to marketing. What are the next steps? Okay. We get so emotional about the excitement of it that sometimes we just forget to look at and take those next steps, or to write down those steps that's going to take to get to the goal or outcome that we want. So I'm hoping you'll stop for a moment and look at those goals or outcomes that you want as well. Okay. So what is the hard part of this? What is the rigorous part of this? What makes it more difficult? Well, that becomes down to the specifics, the assets, the time, and the resources to make it happen. Plus, it also too involves the unknown. But before we get there and talk about the unknown, a lot of times busy work is mistaken for accomplishment when it really just is nothing but activity. Because we have a tendency that the part we know is the thing that we spend a lot of time on, and the left undone side of it, the stuff we don't even look at, is the hard part, the unknown, what we don't know about the campaign, what we don't know about the client or prospects that we're trying to reach to. It's doing the hard work that makes the difference when it comes to a campaign. That it also too, when you do the hard work and you start to dig into the research and the prospects and to the people that could benefit from your campaign or product, you reach the point where it's a go or no go. But wouldn't you rather find that out now than halfway through the campaign, you've invested thousands of dollars and you get no results at all? Sometimes doing the hard work up front is no fun at all, but doing the unknown sometimes never is, because you don't know where to start, where to find the resource. And you have to build that muscle. The obvious first place to go to is Google. Type in keywords, type in descriptions, type in questions. There's a website out there called Ask the Public. And you simply type in a word and it presents to you questions that the world is asking about either your product, your service, a concept, or whatever. And that gives you a good starting point, because can you answer those questions? If you can't, then maybe that campaign or that road forward may not be the best way to go. Okay. So, we always focus on the easy part of marketing because that's where all the fun is. And we procrastinate on the hard part. So I'm going to encourage you, as you move forward with any marketing campaign or anything that you're doing, is become a rigorous marketer. Take the time to ask the hard questions. Make a list of stuff that you want to use as a company related to how you're going to make a decision on success, failure, go, no go, what resources, where is that sweet spot of all those things that says, okay, let's move forward. So, what I don't want you to do is become a lazy marketer and chase squirrels all day. Go out there and make a difference by having a rigorous process as you campaign yourself and market yourself to success. So that's it for this week. Make sure you like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you can't miss an episode of the Thursday Lunch and Grow. Now, I hope you enjoy your sandwich, relax, and think about this. So when you get back to your desk, maybe you've got a new inspiration that for a new campaign to grow your business and to grow your customers. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you next week live.